Well, hello there, and welcome back to my channel where I make quality content that nobody really asked for. In today's video, we actually have a cosplay related video, and I always recommend following me on my Instagram because you're always going to see the most up-to-date stuff that I've been doing over there. So if you're on my Instagram, you know by now, I kind of hinted on this YouTube channel as well, that I'm in my Sonic the Hedgehog era, and I'm just having my best time over here, and my favorite character is Amy Rose, and I finally gave in to my urges and decided to finally cosplay her for my next convention, which is Washington State SummerCon. And so I'm very excited. So the past few weeks, I've been busting my butt trying to finish Amy as well as my other cosplay. But since I'm in my con crunch period right now, I don't really have a lot of time to make Amy Rose's hammer, her famous Piko hammer. And you have to have the hammer when you cosplay her. So I thought the best course of action was to buy one online because there's a lot of different 3D print shots. But I was looking for one for them to completely make the hammer for me versus just sending me the file because I don't have a 3D printer. So that's what I did. I bought one for $50 online, and I'm a little nervous because, again, I really want to make my own Piko hammer, but I just didn't have time, and I want like this big ass hammer because, you know, her hammer is huge. But I thought, you know what, I'll just buy one online, it's fine. And this is the box it came in. It's pretty small, like compared to my head, so hopefully this will all work out because I'm a little nervous. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video, is unboxing this hammer, and hopefully it will work well for my Amy cosplay. I mean, I'm going to use it regardless because I still paid $50 for it and I want to pay return shipping. So hopefully it all works out. So let's find out. So once again, here's the box, and I'll put the shop name right here. They have an eBay and a Etsy shop, and they had different prices for their hammer. Like, I don't know if it's like the bigger ones or the more expensive one, because when I tried to look online to compare, you know, the sizes, they all kind of look the same to me. So I just thought, you know what, let's just try the cheaper one, and maybe I kind of regret that. So I'm opening it up here, and this arrived pretty fast. Okay, here is the hammer. And it looks really nice. I'd admit, like, you know, it is 3D printed. But again, it's just like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have asked them. But I only have the budget for this $50 one anyways. But, I'm picking up. But here is the hammer. And it's like, it's really nice. I'm not saying it's not nice. It's just like, it's kind of small. I don't know. I mean, of course I'm going to keep it, but like, this is a small hammer. I mean, it'll be good for a convention day or traveling, but this is kind of small. But it's really nice, and it's really nice 3D printed, and it's nice and light. And of course, I know you had to attach the handle yourself, which the handle should be right here. Which we can figure out how to put in together because it does come in two. And like, another thing where I bought this is because I thought it would be easier to store. And I just believe you just put the rod inside and you just twist it in there. Okay, that's pretty easy to assemble and take apart. And keep twisting this. See how tight it goes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty small hammer. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely gonna use it, and I think this would be a good traveling hammer. Like, if I ever take Amy to an out-of-state convention, but like on a plane or something. But again, it's like so tiny. It's so tiny. I don't know if I love it, you know. This is my face. I mean, it is really nice. Again, I paid $50 for it, but maybe I should have got the bigger ones. I don't know, but I didn't have the budget for like the bigger ones. I wanted this $50 one because that's what the budget was. But I guess I got what I paid for. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. That was she said. But anyways, here's a look of the hammer. Again, it is 3D printed, really nice. And again, it's still a good size hammer. I'm not saying it's small, like again, compared to my face. But I'm just saying is like, you know, Amy, I just envision like a big old hammer. And like, this is so tiny. Like, I'm not gonna hurt badniks with it. But again, I'm not like dissing the shop because this is a really well made hammer. Like, I'm really happy with the quality and stuff. It's really, really nice. I'm just more disappointed in myself that I should have maybe, again, like with the seller too, they didn't have like this, gonna smash everything in my room. The seller didn't have like a description of the hammer and all that, and I didn't have time because I'm gonna get in my con crunch period to, you know, ask questions and stuff because this was the last one in stock. I'm like, I was just gonna take my chances, and I took my chance. And again, I mean, this might be good for some parts, like if I'm filming in my room, I don't have a lot of time for maybe the big hammer because it might affect my space. Or again, if I'm traveling to a convention, which I never really do because I always stay local, but like if I were to be invited or something to an out-of-state convention, this would be good to pack as well because it is smaller if I do be Amy. It's just my problem is, it's just I wish it was bigger. But like, I'm not faulting the seller, but that is more my own fault because I think, because in my mind, like I just imagine such a big hammer, but this might be good for a convention. So again, even though it's small, and it kind of scratched it, but that's okay. Again, no fault to the seller. This is still a really nice hammer, and I'm still really, really happy with it, but it's just a little bit on the smaller side for me. But I still like it, and it'll still be like a cool collectible piece. Like, even if I get a different hammer in the future, they'll still be cool to display my Sonic collection because again, Amy is my favorite character, and this would be a really cool display piece. I'm not gonna lie, like it'll be really cool to display this somewhere, so I'm not too mad. Even though I do give off like, oh my gosh, I hate everything, I actually do really like this hammer. Again, it is really well made. I like that the handle is detachable, it's really easy to assemble, and all that. And again, I really like the print. I think it's really, really nice. I mean, there's a few scratches here and there, but that's okay because I'm gonna be taking this to convention and it'll get banged up. But again, my only complaint is like, I just wish it was just a little bit bigger because I feel like this could be pretty small, especially for Amy. But you know, we'll see. I'm definitely going to test this out at a convention, and maybe the smaller size might work out because, you know, I don't have to carry around a giant hammer all day and I have carpal tunnel, so maybe this could be a blessing in disguise. I would definitely set an update on this video, either by editing me doing a voiceover or future me popping in. But even though it might be small, again, it might still be good for conventions just because, you know, convention spaces could be crowded, so maybe it's good to have maybe a little bit of a smaller hammer. But I definitely won't be hurting any robots with this, that's for sure. But I don't know, maybe it'd be good for certain environments like the conventions, or maybe when I'm filming in my filming space, like creating reels and TikToks and all that, because that won't fit in this space, so maybe they will look really, really nice there. Again, I'm not disappointed just because in the end I still just paid $50 for it. Maybe in the future I can spend the more higher price tag and get the bigger hammer. But for now, this is the hammer I got for my Amy Rose cosplay, and it's still not too bad, and I still really, really like it, and I still recommend this shop because it's not the fault of the shop that it's a small hammer. It's like more on me. I should have done more research, but that's okay because I'm still pretty happy with it, and I still think it will look great with my cosplay. So here's a look of the hammer once it's assembled. Really, really cute. And again, maybe one day I'll make my own Piko hammer, but for now, this is just the one I have. And even though it's still small, I still think it looks cute. So I'm definitely going to try this out at my convention and see if I like the size. And if not, it'll still be a cool display piece, or I can always sell it in the future. So yeah, I really, really like it still, even if it's small. And I still recommend it if you do like it and you're okay with the size. Again, I'll definitely will ask the shop owner in the future if Like they had like a $50 one, which was this one. They had the 70 and 90. If the price depends like on the size, just because I should have asked that in the first place, but again, I didn't have the budget for it, so this is what the budget I had. So maybe I can upgrade in the future. We will see, but for now, this is my hammer. And it's still really, really cute. And again, it's lightweight. It's not too heavy. That was one thing I was nervous about, was that the hammer would be too heavy. But it's pretty good. So I think it's just right, at least for that wise. But again, even though it's small, I still like the hammer, and I'm still pretty happy with my purchase. So I think those look great with my Amy cosplay. So again, I would test this out at a convention and see if the size works, and maybe it would be a blessing in disguise. I don't know, but for now, like, it's not like the size of Thor's hammer. But again, like, on camera, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know. But till then, this is the hammer I got. So definitely future me will check in and give any updates on this hammer. Oh, you know what would be cool in the future? Like, say I do get like a new hammer and I don't need this one anymore, it would be cool if I bedazzle it, like all of it. Is that weird? I don't know, but don't let those thoughts happen, okay? Because that is only going to lead to chaos. Alrighty, so here's the hammer. Boom, baby! Future me is here with an update. So, I finished my Amy Rose cosplay. I wore this cosplay out to my first convention as her, which was Washington State SummerCon. I brought this hammer with me so I can give you my review after bringing it to a full convention. And let me tell you, this hammer actually broke. Like, full out, I just had to mention that. I was so pissed off, okay, because Washington SummerCon was already a mess for me, because when I wore my Amy Rose cosplay, I was dealing with non-stop creeps. I was harassed and stalked and everything like that. Again, I recommend following me on Instagram, because you're always going to get like updates on everything that I do. Like, if you were on my Instagram at the time, you got like in-person, real-time updates of all the creeps I was dealing with, as well as making this cosplay. So always check out my Instagram. But as I mentioned over there, like, non-stop creeps. And just to top it all off, I dropped my hammer, and I didn't drop it that far. It wasn't like it was up here or anything. It was like, no, maybe a foot away from the floor, right? I'm not that tall. And it just slipped out of my hands because I wear gloves when I'm Amy. I'm just not wearing them now because I'm filming videos. I could not correct and that was almost my 13th reason why, I'm not gonna lie. But luckily I did got my hammer fixed. There was a cosplay group at SummerCon that they do like 3D printed stuff, and they fixed up for this for me, no problem, free. Like, I love them. They definitely saved my convention experience, but you still can definitely see the crack in this hammer. So I think whatever plastic or material they use to print it isn't a strong material. It's probably really light, and if you drop it on the floor, it's gonna crack. So it's not as durable as I thought it would be. Like, if it's gonna fall apart, I might as well just make it myself. And I couldn't, like, I crashed out on like the one part of my cosplay I didn't make was the part that broke, and it was the most expensive part of my cosplay, because, you know, this was like $50. But other than that, I know the big complaint I had in this video was that it was smaller than I thought it would be, and I wanted this like really giant hammer, because that's just Amy vibes right there, and I still do want my giant hammer, so I still might have to make one day. But bringing this one to the convention and how crowded it was, and considering that I was bringing this around all day and trying to get videos and filming all this stuff, this hammer is actually a nice size. I don't want to say I take back my complaint for how small it is, but I'm not as angry as I was before, because again, I thought it was still bigger than what I received, but I'm not mad at the size after going to a full convention with it, because I didn't have to worry about anybody running into it, or it like being in the way of a lot of things. Like I said, I used to do like dragon cosplays, like Toothless, and I remember like my tails and my wings were always in the way. I appreciate that this was just big enough so it looks cool in photos, but it's small enough to where it's not in people's way. But it's definitely more fragile than I thought it would, which is unfortunate, because I did pay a good chunk of money for this hammer for it to break within the first cause the first convention, so I'm definitely gonna be much more careful with this now. I mean, I was careful with it before, but now I'm gonna have like a death grip on it because I don't want it to crack again. And again, thankfully for me, the crack is on this side. You can't really tell in this light, but you look up close, you could see the crack line. Luckily, it was like a clean break, so they could just glue it back together in one piece, not a multiple piece break, but still annoying. And I wish it should have happened because I wasn't even like no smashing bad nicks with it, you know? So that's the update on the hammer. I mean, size-wise, it worked out for me. Again, it's not too bad to bring it to a convention because it doesn't get in the way, and it's also easy to store in my house because I don't have a lot of space. But it is more fragile than I thought it would be because the plastic they used was not good. And I said, the one part of my cosplay I did not make was the part that fell apart. So that's enough said right there. But I'm still happy with my hammer, and I will still continue to use it because it still looks cool, like all together. It's just a fragile little baby. But other than that, that's all the updates I have on that hammer for now. So that's the end of this video. Now, if you like collecting or cosplay, this is definitely the account for you because that's all I do. Also follow me on Instagram. Chuckover's Popcorn is my cosplay Instagram, also my main one, so you always gonna get updates over there. And I also have a separate collector's Instagram that's more showcasing my collecting journey, like my collection displays, up close looks, and all that stuff. That's the Tiff Riff, so I recommend following me on both accounts if you like both things. But until then, that's all for today's video, and I hope you didn't find it boring or cringy, and I catch you in my next one. I have no idea where it is, but I hope you watch it, and goodbye!